Hello. Welcome to... And welcome to another Lucky Hit Plays? Podcast.
Lucky Hit Plays, Lucky Hit Podcast.
It's been a long week.
A lot of Lucky Hit Plays editing, I guess, is on your mind.
Right, yeah. So welcome to another Lucky Hit Podcast. And this is number 60.
Must I do?
Oh, don't! I was listening back to a load of old podcasts, and the amount of times we did that.
We did that for like 12 episodes in a row. Yeah, it's a milestone, sort of, maybe. Not
just
really.
wait till it's 64.
64. Ooh. We could talk about the GameCube on that one. Yeah.
So welcome back to another one of these, and I am Murry Curry.
I'm the Gagaman.
And I'm Cherry Terrier.
And that's awesome. I always get stuck at this point. And yeah, let's do the podcast.
We're very professional today. It's a hot day.
Actually
What's going
warm
to our
for
heads?
once.
Yeah, it is actually sunny today. I actually got really sunburned on Sunday when I did a boot sale. Like I was like a lobster, like the side of my neck.
Oh, you did a boot sale, didn't you?
Yeah.
You were selling some stuff.
Yeah.
You got some interesting stories to tell.
Yeah, I suppose I have. I might as well go right into yeah, I just had a few little spare bits of like PS1 games I didn't want and all this kind of stuff. And at some point, this guy came along that probably had about 4 teeth. I mean, you could probably count them quite easily.
Wow.
There was like
Open up.
There was about 4 yellow teeth in there.
Wow.
And he came over and he was just like, he was looking at my PS1 games. He was like, oh, you know what? Yesterday I just sold the original Resident Evil, the first one, on eBay for a sealed copy for £1,000. I was like, yeah, are you sure? He was like, oh, I've got an email to prove it. I was like, you're alright. I'm not really that interested. But he was just like, he looked all proud about it and all this stuff. And he went off his way, probably go talk to say the same thing to every other guy.
Yeah, you just hear and go like, bye. Oh, you PlayStation? No. Oh, well, I hope this...
Yeah, basically. But, because this boot sale was right next to a train station, I actually had Wi-Fi at the time, so I just got my phone out and I actually put in, like, completed listings, Resident Evil PS1 sealed. And the most expensive one I could find was about 280 quid. So...
Why?
Walking out of his arse.
Just weird compulsive liars.
Yeah, basically. It's just like, oh, video games are worth a fortune. This one's worth 10 grand. You know, like all those random articles we keep getting from, like, the Metro and stuff, where they'll just come out of all this bollocks of, like, oh, yeah, this GameCube, it's worth 5 grand, and it's just a regular picture of a regular GameCube that everyone had. Yeah. You can get them for, like, at one point you could get them for, like, a tenner.
I saw one... Not too recently. Not too long ago. Not too long ago, it was Metro again. Yeah. And it was like, oh, get your N64 out of the loft because they were someone managed to sell one for £1,000. Like, it was something like £1,000.
Yeah, they always
pluck
those numbers out of the air.
I was thinking, like, but A, that's probably not true. B, if it is, just because some wanker paid that much for it doesn't mean that's what it's worth.
or a lot of the time, the mistake they make is they go on eBay and they look at the stuff that hasn't sold. They look at the stuff that's been relisted about 100 times.
Yeah.
It's like it's just some guy trying to find a mug eventually that will pay it.
Yeah.
But no one does, and they relist it like 50 times. You always have to go on like sold items otherwise.
That's obviously what's happened, isn't it?
Yeah. And the other thing is this dealer that's always at the that boot sale that I quite often buy stuff from. I got a few quite good deals off him. I got that Game Boy Micro off him. I got a few like Motion Plus Wii remotes off him really cheap and stuff like that. He got his hands on about 90 Sega Saturn games. He had more Saturn games on his store than he had anything else. Like he usually had piles of like 360 and Wii and all this kind of stuff. But he's just had a whole table of Saturn games, like all PAL Saturn games.
Wow.
He said he went all the way up to Yorkshire to get them. And he had Shining Force 3. He actually had a copy of Shining Force 3. That's the first time I've ever... Yeah, it comes to tiny violins. But, like, this is the first time I've ever physically seen it. I never even saw it when it technically came out in 98.
There is a violin setting on your keyboard.
Oh God. But yeah, one of those games that came out on the Saturn at the point when no one was stocking Saturn games, except maybe like I think WH Smith's had Panzer Dragoon Saga or something. I remember it being in WH Smith. Oh no, not WH Smith, Woolworths.
Oh.
That was the only shop that stocked like 5 Saturn games.
The store
by, like,
from another
98.
time.
Yeah, so that tells you everything you need to know. But yeah.
That sounds nothing like a violin.
No, it doesn't. I think you're alright, Stace.
Yeah.
You don't need to get a tiny violin now. So anyway, to get on with my sad story, he was selling it for £120.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, well, he's never going to get that. Who walks around boot sales with like hundreds of pounds in their wallets and stuff?
Not
And
me.
because I was chatting with him for a while. He also had like Mortal Kombat Trilogy for £100, and he had Burning Rangers for about 80. He had a manual, a copy of Saturn Bomberman lacking its manual, and that was about 50. But yeah, and I said to him, well, it's all a bit out of my price range and stuff. And he said, this was the bit that got me. He said, all the real collectors will come over and buy them later. And I was like, you dick. It's like, you...
It's just a douchebag.
Well, really annoying.
You're not a real collector unless you got money.
Unless you like... Yeah. But sure enough, because he was literally like a couple stores away from me, the opposite end of the row. I went back there a couple hours later, and he sold it. He sold it
to
for
a real collector.
To a real collector for £110. It just broke my heart, really.
Yeah.
I was just like, well, I'm never ever going to get to own that game.
Wow.
I could probably play it if I get a Saturn that can play CDRs and just snide it. But like, and Sega were probably never ever going to re-release it because they seem to not have any way of porting Saturn stuff.
Yeah.
Or like they don't bother, or they just don't have the source code or something weird like that. But yeah, I'm probably never going to get to own that game now because I remember 5 years ago when I used to look at Saturn games at £40 and go, oh, it's a bit much for me. But now you'll be lucky to get them for that kind of price. Like if it was like £50, I would have probably considered it because it's so unusual.
We've mentioned this
Yeah.
quite a few times on the podcast now, but it's just the state of video game, like retro game collecting now is
In
just
particular, yeah.
disgusting.
It's gotten really out of hand. And I think it is partially to blame, like articles like those Metro ones going around saying, you know,
fact-
this random NES game's worth £10, when really they're just looking at some eBay auction and that's probably never going to go for that.
Yeah. Well, it's even got to a point where it's affecting retail shops as well. Like, if like, I remember they stopped doing it here because no one wanted them. But it used to be a game station. Now it's a game shop here in South End. It's one of the ones that does the retro.
Yeah,
they used to
have retro stuff.
They keep changing their mind every 5 minutes, don't they?
Yeah, I remember we talked about the podcast a few years ago how game had a load of retro stuff and they actually got rid of it. They actually burnt some of it because they were getting so many football games that they had to just stick them in the bin. Because that's the reason they stopped taking retro games, because they just kept getting a bunch of worthless old FIFAs for like the Mega Drive and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I remember when they brought them back again for like 5 minutes. They were having things like SNES consoles for I think it was something like £80 or something like that. Yeah, they were like too much. They were doing that again. They were looking at eBay and stuff like that.
The problem is now that's what they're worth. That's the problem. It's gotten to this point now where people are falling for those prices, and now everything's climbed up because of it.
Yeah.
So now we've got to the point where everything is expensive. And you go down South End now, and there's one of those like second-hand trading shops. They've got a copy of Mortal Kombat 3 for the Mega Drive, and they've had it in there for about 6 months. No one's going to pay it. They want £30 for it, and it's like, take the hint. It's never going to sell for £30. That other one up there, they had a Master System 2 box, and they wanted £100 for it. I bought one like a year ago for like £15 or tenner or something like that, and they reduced it to 85 after a couple months, and then they reduced it to 70, and then I think eventually it went.
They're practically starving their children at that price.
As well, but half the time people just give them the stuff.
Yeah,
but you know.
Wasn't it that one that's halfway down the high street in town? They were selling like a NES for £300 or something like that. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It had a copy. Was it 300 or was it like 180?
It might have been at least 150.
Maybe I'm just.
I mean, it did have
going mental. But yeah, I remember they had like it was a box NES and everything, and it had a copy of Super Mario 3. So apparently that's worth hiking it up to over £100. So I'm sorry, but Mario 3 in good condition is worth a little bit. Like it's worth a little
pretty
bit.
decent money.
Yeah.
I used to have it,
but we're not talking like triple figures here. I wouldn't even pay over 50 for that.
I mean, NESs ain't as common as they used to be because, funnily enough, unlike everyone in America who thinks the NES was the biggest thing everywhere, in Europe it was actually quite expensive. Most people had Commodore 64s and Spectrums and stuff, and even the Master System was a bit more popular, but it wasn't as big as those home computers. Like in the 80s, it was all about because the games on those systems were like a couple quid. Like retail, you could get like bundles of games for a tenner, couldn't you, on the discs and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, that was definitely the thing over here.
I think that's actually a very UK trait, actually. Whatever's the cheapest system tends to win. With the exception of the GameCube, funny enough, because that was like £100 or something. But it's always been it always seems to come down to which one's cheapest. We're just cheap asses.
Well, the thing about like the home computer stuff here, it fascinates me because it is before my time.
It's before mine as well.
For
the most part.
Yeah, I mean, for me, retro collecting starts from the Master System, so it kind of shows my age there because I'm not.
Yeah.
But it just sounds a bit weird, but I'm sort of proud of that heritage because it's really interesting. Every time I look it up, I just think, wow.
Everyone goes on about like the video game crash that happened in the mid '80s in America and how Nintendo saved them. That never happened here.
Never happened.
No, we just had loads of crap Spectrum games instead. Well, there was plenty of stuff on there. I don't know, that's quite charming. I like the fact that there were games called Everyone's a Wally. It's such a distinctively British thing.
And then when the game market for us over here started becoming about consoles, Sega kind of came out better than Nintendo did anyway. So
it was mainly because Nintendo didn't really bother here for the long. It wasn't until the SNES that they really bothered properly here. The SNES was the first time they actually pushed the boat out and went, right, we actually got to market this thing.
I mean, we did have a NES at one point. Well, that was second hand, and I've still got it in my attic, but it just doesn't work anymore.
That was the only reason I ended up getting a Mega Drive, because our NES just stopped working after a few months. We just couldn't get anything to work anymore. It's like, you know what, this thing just don't work.
Because I had the
Let's
time.
get something else.
There was the time where we tried to get out the loft and see if we could get it working, and like keep doing that like red light, grey screen thing. And also I ended up finding a Mario and Duck Hunt cart, but it was broken and I had to throw it away. It was like it was literally snapped and everything.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So growing up, a lot of all me and my friends, we all had Sega consoles.
Yeah.
Same for the most part.
But
Same
NES
here.
was like, what is that?
Yeah, I knew a couple of people at NESs, but again, I remember struggling to get the games to work more than I do actually playing them. But like most kids I knew had Master Systems. Most people that I knew growing up went from Master System to Mega Drive to PlayStation, pretty much, and then stuck with PlayStation for the rest of it.
That's what happened with me.
Yeah, that's just kind
Master System, Mega Drive, Game Boy is around about the same time.
That's the funny thing. The only exception to the Nintendo thing is the Game Boy. Again, because it was the cheapest one. And it had the best games, but
everyone had a Game Boy.
Yeah, pretty much. Even my sister.
Even your sister. Okay.
Yeah, because my youngest sister wasn't like she's only a sort of like casual gamer really, like. But even back in the day, she wanted like a Game Boy colour with like.
That was the thing about the Game Boy, isn't it? Even casual gamers loved the Game Boy for like Tetris and stuff like that. They would literally buy it for Tetris, and my sister is one of those. She's not really much. It was of a
the
gamer.
brain training of its time.
She would just go. Everyone who's anyone, but at that time remembers. Game Boy Tetris. Yeah.
Even my mum wanted to try Tetris at one point.
That's because Tetris is the most perfect video game ever designed.
Yeah.
I still like the Game Boy version best just because of the sound effects. I know that's weird because it's only basic Tetris, it doesn't have all the cool modes, but it's just the sound effects.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know.
I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
So, right,
Rant over.
What have we been playing recently? Who wants to go first?
How about you?
Okay.
How about you?
Okay, well, yeah, I haven't been playing that much recently, actually. I have pretty much sort of stopped playing my DS for the first time in ages.
Right.
But I'm sure that's going to change now. We've just had that Humble Bundle. So I've just been playing, I've just been very busy lately.
Lots of editing.
lots of that kind of stuff. But I've also been playing a little bit of Rise of the Tomb Raider, which I got for Christmas, and only now got sort of round to
That's
it.
the sequel to the 13 Tomb Raider, isn't it?
That's right, yeah, the reboot series, yeah. And it does just carry on from where that left off to some extent, and is more of the same, really. Which, it's a AAA title, so it's a fast food of games, as I like to call it.
It's gotten to that point now.
Yeah, where it's like, if you like it, then you're gonna get, exactly what you're gonna get when you buy the new one.
Yeah.
Which is more of the same thing. So, I really like it. It's more of the same, just a little bit sort of more polished on the next gen console and stuff like that.
Just got to wear shiny, flowing hair in this
right.
version, I assume. Because I remember, when the first one came out, it was basic hair for consoles, and then it was PC version gets all this elaborate flowing hair effects, and then they did that definitive version on the new consoles, and it was you get the hair on that as well. They kept going on about the hair. It was really weird. It was the most important thing to them. It was look, flowing hair.
What I will say about Rise of the Tomb Raider is it's more of the same. But you remember they made this whole thing about, did we tell you about the tombs?
Yeah.
Did we
you
forget
actually
to mention
raid
the
tombs?
Well, the thing is, they're not really what you consider the old style tombs from Tomb Raider. They're actually just really small little puzzle areas. There's one little puzzle in this out the way. Basically every tomb in the game, there's about 7 or 8, I think.
Yeah.
And it's basically a little corridor with a few little extra bits if you're nooky and cranny enough to look for them. And then one little room with a puzzle. And you go, okay, there's the puzzle.
I thought the tombs in the original games were more
they
the dungeons.
Huge,
they were the dungeons from Zelda, weren't they? They were massive.
That's it.
Areas,
basically, the original games were just level based, and they would be these great big tomb areas, and I don't know really. Just calling them tombs like it's supposed to be referencing the original games, you would think there'd be a bit...
Hey guys, shut up, there are tombs. Look.
But they're not really tombs, they just put the rooms with a puzzle in.
Wasn't there something... I remember when you were talking to me about it before, there was one new thing in this new one that you actually really liked and preferred over the extra from the first game.
That's what I was going to say, yeah. With the first reboot game, they sort of... I remember watching, I was really excited for it, so I was watching all the videos that were popping up about it. And they were talking about our multiplayer, our online multiplayer is going to be so... They kept saying how it's unique and it stands out amongst the rest. When it came out, have you played it yourself?
No.
Oh, right. Well,
you played a Tomb Raider reboot, but I don't know if you played
Did you play the multiplayer?
I don't think I did.
It was so... generic multiplayer. It was just this team against this team, or there's capture
a bit
bollocks.
like Bioshock 2 was.
Yeah, there was a multiplayer in Bioshock 2 that was the same kind of thing.
Oh, was
basic?
Yeah, just really generic multiplayer. You got quite into that, didn't you?
At one point I did.
Yeah.
That was back when we had PlayStation Plus.
Yeah. Got the game for nothing. Well, technically.
Well, basically, it was just the same old thing. You just shooting at each other, jumping around, and people almost instantly learn how to hide in the corner and make themselves invincible while they were just camping. So I played the online for a couple of hours in total, and I just hated every minute of it. I just there's nothing.
When you're saying about how easily exploitable they are, the thing with that is because the multiplayer in games like that is always a throwaway extra. Yeah. So they don't put as much work into it. So that's how they end up becoming so exploitable. It's not like when you have a game that's focused on online.
Yeah.
I have to say, the Call of Duties, that's always been their focus, so that stuff's always really...
Yeah, it's the other way around, isn't it? They have the multiplayer and then they go, we'll do a campaign.
Basically.
But, I didn't enjoy that at all. So, I didn't even know because I wasn't looking anything up about Rise of the Tomb Raider. I mean, the queue for it at EGX was stupid. Wasn't it?
You couldn't even get on it.
So
You couldn't even look at it from a distance because it was all in a box.
And I never expected to get an Xbox One, so I was just thinking, oh, fuck it. I'd missed out on this one. And then I found out it was coming out on 360 anyway, so that annoyed me.
No special hair, though. No special hair.
No, you have plastic hair.
Plastic hair.
Loser.
No shinies. No shiny hairs.
But basically, I was really pleased to discover, like, when I played the game, and I was already, like, most of the way through the campaign, I went, let's have a look at this expedition mode, it's called. And I was I was just like, what is it? And it's not an online thing, or it is in, it's single-player arcade mode sort of thing, where you chain, like, things you do together to make a huge combo, and you get a big score. And, the online bit is just comparing scores.
Oh, okay.
And I was playing it earlier on today, actually, and it's really well done.
Oh, wow.
Like basically what you do is you'll replay a chapter or one of the 2 levels.
Yeah.
And you'll get like it's kind of, I know this is going to sound a bit weird, but he's almost got a little slight bit of a kind of Tony Hawk's vibe to it.
Really?
Because what you do is you really want to keep that combo, and it's one of those combo meters where it goes down over time and it resets to 1. If that happens, you can
keep doing stuff for as long as possible.
So basically, you get an extra times to your score for killing people, for picking up items, and then when you're playing on this mode, they add all these like extra things that you do to keep the combo going. Like they've done it in such a way where if you're on it, you keep the combo going. Yeah. So it'd be things like.
No, I get what you mean about it. No, I can understand the Tony Hawk comparison.
Yeah.
You play it like that. Yeah.
If we get a bit of time after recording, I'll show you because it's quite interesting. But like I really liked that, and so just to wrap up with that, basically the expedition mode is really fun, and they also have this weird like trading card system where you earn points for doing stuff in the game. This is where they get their microtransactions.
Oh boy.
But basically you earn points for doing stuff in the game, like completing the challenges or stuff like that, getting a certain percentage of game completion, doing things in the game like achievement related, and you spend the points on buying booster packs or using real money. And the booster packs
that's gonna happen.
Just expect that with everything now.
It's not bad enough that they've already gotten like, for some people when they buy them day one, like full 50 quid out of people.
Just don't do it. Like, it really annoys me when I saw it on Assassin's Creed Syndicate. It's like you can just pay too much money to basically just get all of the collectibles show up on the map. Just what? All you have to do is play the game.
Where's the fun in that? Like, it's just like, I spend money and now they're all there. Oh, great.
It's like saying, new Pokemon game. If you give us 50 quid, we'll give you a really cool set of Pokemon. Then you just win.
You just get the diploma straight away.
It just says on it,
I purchased all the Pokemon.
Name, your username has paid £150.
You have all the you purchased all the Pokemon. You're the rich kid from the game.
Congratulations, douche. So the booster packs are really funny. Like they'll do weird things to the game. Like if they're beneficial to you, like you can have them unlock like better armor, better weapons and stuff. They'll affect your score. You'll get less score, but you can get cards that make the game harder. So you can get things like one of them was big head mode.
Oh god!
So obviously you're easier to shoot in the heads and stuff like that, and that gives you loads more score.
This big head mode. Every game had that at one point, especially like sort of 32-bit era. That was like the thing, wasn't it? Like every sports game and anything had like a bloody big head mode.
And then we had Spice World that had just a big spice mode.
Just big stretched and squashed Spice Girl mode. They already had big heads. It was already big head mode from the start.
No, the handbag cheat was funniest though.
That was just mental.
This is weird.
So all in all, Rise of the Tomb Raider, really, really good. I enjoyed it. It's AAA title that delivered. It was more of the same. Only, do I prefer it? Actually, this is a question. Do I prefer it more over I might prefer the first one.
Oh, okay.
But I do really like Rise of the Tomb Raider. But the first one was just. Oh, that's really tricky. That's hard.
That's something to deliberate over.
God, do you know what? I can't actually pick one because
they both do things well, but they also sort of counterbalances each other out, I guess.
God, that is tricky. That's
like choosing between a pizza and a burger. Both very tasty things.
That's one way of putting it.
There we go. That's our. That's
Tomb Raider versus Rise of the Tomb Raider. It's like pizza and burger.
Lucky hit 2016.
Yeah. Put that on the back of the box.
Yep. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. What I meant to say was I'm done.
Alright, shall I go next?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's only been 2 weeks. It's only been 2, though along that I've been playing Me Tomo like every day since it launched.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. I'm sure you talked about how it was.
Yeah, I did last time, yeah.
Alright, so
Yeah.
I'll leave it then. But I'll tell
Just
you what I
mentioning
have.
that you ran out of questions.
Yeah, I did bring that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
Oh,
really
yeah.
interesting.
It's gotten to the point now where it's just repeating questions now, I
Yeah.
think, because I think they've run out. I still haven't heard the one about what brand of key you use to bleed your radiator, though. That hasn't come up yet, but
So,
I'm waiting for it.
They tend
I'm
to
all ready.
they tend to give you some new questions like every other week or so.
Yeah.
Like, say about 1 or 2 or 3 or 4.
Something like that, but
Yeah.
I think I've now officially skipped more questions than I've answered, because most of the time they just give me questions I just don't want to answer, or just like, what? No, I can't be fucking bothered. Just skip.
You can tell me later.
Yeah, you can tell me later. I won't know. Even if you ask it again, I won't bother. But
What's your PIN number? What?
But I'll tell you what else I've actually been playing. First of all, it was my birthday the other week, and Aaron got me Gardening Mama 2 on the 3DS.
Nice.
Which is it was a sequel to Gardening Mama, which in itself was a spin-off from Cooking Mama.
yeah, it's part of Cooking Mama's world.
Yeah, like
It's her world.
in the same vein as like the Cooking Mama games, you you cook things from in different steps in that. In the original Gardening Mama, you did that with raising plants, so tending flowers and growing vegetables and whatnot.
Yeah.
You practically did the same thing in Gardening Mama 2, but this time you got a bunch of anthropomorphic animals come to your door, and they ask you to one of them runs a flower shop, and then they ask you if you can grow them some roses to sell.
Yeah.
And there's 6 characters all in all, and one of them's like a dog that runs a furniture shop, and then there's a penguin that runs
IKEA, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then there's a penguin that runs an ice cream shop, and a cat that runs a beauty shop, and so forth.
Yeah.
And they ask you different for different kinds of plants for different things that they make and sell. Like for example, the cat wants some.
Lilies, I hope.
The cat wants some I don't know, some oranges, and she makes a nail polish out of it somehow.
Is it lilies that are poisonous to cats?
Yeah, she asked for lilies actually.
Jesus.
What? She did?
Yeah.
I think it's lily. I might be wrong. There's a
lilies.
certain house plant that's really dangerous.
Yeah,
to
for cats it's lilies.
Oh, God.
Jesus, did she ask for it?
Yeah.
Oh dear. I think she might not be an actual
Thank you
cat.
for the lilies cooking.
But yeah, and then as you fulfil their requests, you get shopping vouchers, and it just seems to go
It's almost a little bit open world looking.
A little bit.
It's like they keep giving you new little tasks to work on. You can
yeah, and
multitask.
you still got the sort of mini games like you did with the cooking games, where one mini game would consist of chopping an onion or something, and in this you get to do stuff like pick potatoes out the ground or make orange juice and that, and in return you get your new plants to put in. And then once you run out of those, you get shopping vouchers even then.
Yeah. From what I saw of it, it just seemed so much more involved than some of the earlier ones. When you look at the original Cooking Mama, it was just here's a menu of stuff. Do that mini game. Do that mini game. This one, it just seems like they just keep throwing new stuff at you all the time.
Right.
It's got loads of new characters now as well. It's not just Cooking Mama getting approval. It's her daughter and her mother, so Cooking Mama's mama and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Them characters have been in since 2, I think.
Oh, they?
Cooking Mama 2.
Okay.
Because in Cooking Mama 2, you cooked for like your family and friends.
I mainly remember that daughter just fucking things up and babysitting mother all the time. It was like you were in the middle of babysitting and suddenly, oh mama, the cooking's on fire or something. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's a cute little game.
You actually been quite a lot of hours into it when you started.
I put about 13 hours into it last time I checked.
Yeah, so there's clearly quite a bit to it.
But it's come to a point where the animals are like coming and asking me for the same things, but more of them.
Oh, okay.
So,
more lilies, more.
Yeah.
I'm not dead yet.
And I think I've unlocked all. The purchasables now, so I'm not entirely sure what to do now.
Yeah.
But, there's that.
Yeah, I'm really glad that turned out to be like a good one, because I know there's been a couple in the series that were not quite as.
Cooking Mama 4 was one of them.
Yeah, not quite as good as.
Well, that's it.
I think there's been like 5 Cooking Mamas in total. There's been 2 Gardening Mamas. There was like a craft one.
And then there's the camping one.
Yeah, there's Camping Mama. Starting to sound like Carry On films.
That said, Gardening Mama 2 actually had some pretty bad reviews, but I think I'm getting my money's worth from it.
Yeah, you pumped quite a lot of time into it. I remember you were really getting into it.
Yeah. There's that, and Aaron got a bit lucky with the boot sales recently. For he snagged a Pokemon Yellow, and I've been playing that recently.
Basically, I got my hands on a Game Boy Color with a load of random Game Boy games. It had like a Ninja Turtles game, a Donkey Kong Country game, Donkey Kong Land, I think they're called on Game Boy. It's just like a pile of random Game Boy cards, and amongst them was Pokemon Yellow, and I managed to get the whole bundle for a tenner. So just for the Pokemon game alone, because again, going back to like retro games with stupid prices, Pokemon has gotten stupid. Like the original Pokemon games, everyone had them.
That's
what probably sold in the millions.
That's what annoys the fuck out of me, because it was such a big series that you can find them everywhere. Yeah. So whacking the price up for those is stupid.
I know. I had that problem the other year when I was trying to buy some old carts for a friend.
Yeah.
And then it annoys me so much.
Yeah. But anyway, I got my hands on Pokemon Yellow. I tested it, and there was a save file on it, wasn't there?
Yeah,
and it was.
It was in
You go into it, because I don't.
Like it was in Indigo Plateau, or like the last place you go to before like the final boss, which is Gary.
Yeah.
And it's all of the Pokemon there were embarrassingly low for like that level.
Yeah, a bit suspect. It was at the end of the game with really weak Pokemon.
Yeah, but apparently there are glitches you use to skip like bosses. Like there's one where you can skip Brock, for example. So that might be.
So that's probably what this kid or whoever previously owned it must have done.
Because there was no signs of Missing No or anything. Because Missing No is a bit more volatile in Yellow than the other two.
Oh really? What, even worse? Like, even more damaging.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, okay.
But in the original, Red and Blue, like it didn't do like much more than just like bugger your graphics up in places.
Yeah.
But it was handy for like giving you like about 6. If you put your Master Ball in the 6th position, like you get like about 100 of them.
Yeah, I used to do that trick back in the day. Yeah. I think it's your 6th item slot. Whatever it is, you get 99 of it. So people would do it with rare candies.
But I decided to overwrite that old file and then just start again from scratch, because
I'm not going to play it.
I've actually forgotten how much I actually liked Yellow.
Yeah, Yellow's I really enjoyed Yellow.
Because Yellow was more like it was more sort of retooled to fit the anime.
That's right.
Yeah, it's got
because in Japan they had the green one, and then it was that one because of the rise of popularity of the anime, really.
Yeah, the only thing that bugs me is every time you start the game up, it's got that really horrendous, scratchy voice when you start it up. It's like...
Oh, yeah.
You press stop. It's like, oh my god. It's like...
How can anyone, like...
Why put that on there? The Game Boy's not capable. Just don't try. I mean, like...
You can do that as well every time you
I don't want to hear that on headphones.
You have him turn up and he goes...
Yeah, like you sort of like talk to him as you're going along.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's like... I get it, like... From a distance, it probably sounds alright, but can you imagine doing that with your headphones on?
Yeah.
I mean, people complain about like Mega Drive's voice quality, but Game Boy is not capable.
Yeah.
Just,
You
no.
can't.
Just don't.
It's the same with Abe. I got Abe's Odyssey on the
Yes.
Game Boy. That does the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet that sounds good.
Yeah, I think I remember you showing me that.
It sounds disgusting.
But no, with Yellow so far, I've just beaten LT Surge, which is the third boss in it. And
Okay.
I'm about to go into the rock tunnel, which is going to be a pain. But I've already I know there were points in the game that were quite annoying to go through, like because of all the switch puzzles and that.
Yeah.
And the Mount Moon was like annoying enough with all the Zubats.
Yeah, that's the problem with that. It was just how long it went on for and how ridiculously high the encounter rate was. It was like,
well,
Diddly.
well, there's that, and then there's the chance. All the different Pokemon you can get in that have like different chances of like appearing. Like for example, and it also depends on the floor as well. I've only got to know that because I was looking it all up on the Bulbapedia, and like
Bulbapedia. Okay.
and
sounds like a gardening website.
and then on it's like the most well-known wiki for Pokemon.
Or some kind of like gardening related disease.
But like on one floor,
You've got Bulbapedia.
on one floor, like say the chance of getting a
Sorry. Keep going.
Like, the chance of getting a Clefairy, for example, on one floor is like 1%, but then you go on to the next one and it's like up to 10%.
Oh, I hate having to do all that research.
Yeah.
You've put quite a few hours into that
Can
now.
you just
Yeah.
get rid of a fairy?
Yeah, no, so far it was like 9 hours, I think. And I've already...
I don't know how long a Pokemon game is to like...
I think an average
Well,
playthrough that's about 24 hours.
It's definitely more than 31, I think.
Oh, okay.
Like...
I remember you telling me that you did it, like when you used to play the game, like as a kid and that, you managed to actually get all 150.
Yeah,
didn't you?
and we got you get a diploma.
So what happens in the next one? Do they take the diploma away from you and go, oh, we found more, so you can't have this. We just need to revise this. We just need to stick a 0 on it.
They do a Metroid, you drop it, and it's like,
I'm not sure, because you don't really play as Ash in
No, of
Gold
course
and
it's
Silver.
different people each time, but...
Okay,
It's supposed to be set 3
That's
years
their
after the
See,
events of that game.
Can
so.
you fight Ash in that game?
I can't remember
Because that would be amazing.
Because I've got Pokemon Gold on me, but I never beat it.
Maybe if you beat him...
No, did I?
Maybe if you beat him, he'll finally age.
Like I knew
You
I
finally set me free.
like I knew I
I thought I was the very best. Sorry.
Because
I got to the point where
I
I was like milking a cow Pokemon in Gold.
What?
I
Okay.
don't remember that.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I really liked, because I no longer care for Pokemon. But,
Not so much me either.
I
but-
loved the first and second generation, those, Gold, Silver, and
Yeah.
the other one. I think it's Crystal, yeah.
I think it was, yeah.
I think I sort of gave up on like
Yeah.
Sapphire.
Yeah, basically all the 8, the Game Boy ones, yeah.
I really liked the improvements in the second gen when they had like the whole thing where you have your room that you can sort of decorate and you had, like, money.
And then
Yeah,
you got-
you set the clock and everything.
Yeah, you got night and day, and then you find
That's
like
right.
berries and stuff.
Yeah, they added a lot to it.
Yeah. I still remember all that stuff about how they almost couldn't even fit the whole game onto a Game Boy cart, and it was actually a Iwata. I think we already mentioned this before, but it was a Iwata that managed to compress it all down and fit the entire map from the first game in as well.
Just showing off at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just like, you can have this too. I'll just shove that in as a little bonus, just for you.
I think we got enough space. We got enough space now.
Yeah, I got pretty nostalgic over that. Playing like Yellow again, and
Yeah.
I sort of feel a bit like trying to catch them all again. But
Yeah.
only trouble is, I ended up selling my original cartridges years ago.
Well, you're more than welcome to borrow that as long as you need to be honest. I'm in no
I
hurry.
suppose the
Am I
only...
wrong about this? But isn't it worth doing it on the DS? Because haven't they got some kind of support where you can like do something? Like,
on the Virtual Console.
The Virtual
Yeah.
Console version actually lets you... One, it lets you trade with people on 3DSs. That's why
Yeah.
it took so long to do it. And that's
Yeah.
why it's like... Was
I
it
think
£7,
I think
£8 quid to buy?
Oh,
Because
no,
they had to add all this.
$8.99.
Yeah, $8.99.
Doesn't it? Doesn't
Yeah.
it then also let you like move them onto other titles?
Yeah, apparently you can
Well, that sounds
actually... Yeah, you can
Yeah,
actually
apparently.
transfer them to like the latest ones.
Yeah,
That's insane.
Sun
That
and
is-
Moon.
If you're gonna collect them all, you should do it on that version.
I suppose.
That
but-
sounds
Yeah.
insane.
That is really clever. That's probably why they spent so long doing it.
Yeah, the only other card I have got is Pokemon Gold, and apparently there is a way to transfer your Generation 1 Pokes to any of the original ones through a time capsule.
I remember. No, I did that. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay. See, it's for me, you know how because each Pokemon game, it's like a few years later in a different location with a different person.
Yeah.
But for me, it would make more sense if it was like Zelda and it was like a different generation, like thousands of years into the future, because then that would explain why there's suddenly another 150, 200 Pokemon because they've all actually evolved up. Whereas. 3 years later, apparently the entire population of animals on this planet has doubled somehow.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of real life.
Well, to be fair, in real life, they are discovering new species sort of on a daily basis.
Yeah, it's usually
but they're not
1,000 types of fly or something.
Yeah.
It's not like anything interesting. We just discovered this gigantic thing that somehow we never noticed before. This massive dinosaur.
Well, we're not going to suddenly notice a Snorlax appear on a Google Earth image of an island somewhere.
That'll be next
Trying to remember. Because they did discover some animal a while back, didn't they?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was now. But
a lot of the time it's under the sea, isn't it? There's some weird shit
deep
in
under the sea, Well, that's no surprise, because no one bloody goes down there.
Yeah, I seek to carry on with that at some point.
Yeah, as I say, you
only trouble is
I'll probably never get around to playing it.
I might need to replace the battery on my Pokemon Gold though, because I think the save's gone.
Oh shit!
I wonder how easy that is to do. Do you know if you have to solder them in, or do you just swap them out?
It depends on what it is.
It should be easy.
A lot of games that have battery saves, you have to sort of solder them in. But well.
Yeah, it's interesting actually. You should say that, because I recently sort of gave my Pokemon Blue version to a cat. It was like a similar thing.
Yeah. Just you had that.
I have to let her know you guys can do some trading and stuff.
Because of course there's certain Pokemon you can't get.
In yellow there is,
Well, that's how they get you. That's how they get you with all of those.
Yeah, because
choose your game. You can only have some of them.
Yeah, because my oldest sister, because there was a point where it was mainly me and her that were into it in the day. Yeah. She wanted blue. Just because it was the one where you could get a Vulpix, but at Christmas she got the red one.
Oh, wrong colour! Your parents were like, what? Just because the cards are different colour?
Yeah, and, she got the blue one eventually, and then I got Pokemon Yellow, so that one's a bit more attached to me.
Yeah, that's the one you've got the attachment for.
Yeah.
The edition.
Yeah.
How you doing, PD? Help!
Yeah. Yeah, so leave it at that. I did try a demo of Auras at one point, but
was that like the
Alpha Sapphire?
Was that like the latest ones? Or
Ruby, Omega.
Ruby something. I don't know. I don't even know anymore.
Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
They've gone from letters to
Auras.
Remakes of older ones, like GBA ones, and now they're doing Moon and Sun.
Yeah. Sapphire was the
Warfare.
The original Sapphire was the last one I ever played, really.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, so, Pokemon was one of those things that I never actually played.
Yeah.
I think I played it to some extent. My a friend of mine, he still had his SNES and Super Game Boy, and we used to play it on there. And he would pass it over to me, and I would just be like, "Oh, you just walk around, and when you're getting back, we just press A lot, do you?" And that's about as much extent. That was pretty much my extent at the time of being bothered with it. That was my extent with it. It was I think what it was is when everyone was going mad about Pokemon. I was watching the anime. I went to see the film, and I
saw the.
I didn't collect the cards, but my friend was really into them. He was one of those people that would spend loads of money on the Japanese cards because they've got Pokemon you've never seen before on them. And I was like, I know there's going to be because this was around the time that they were already talking about Gold and Silver being out in Japan. I was like, I'll wait for that one. And by the time that came out, I wasn't interested anymore because they always took 2 years to come out over here, or 2 or 3 years after Japan got them.
People do get very, very, very attached to it, don't they? I remember quite a few years ago now, standing in a game shop, and They were selling like second-hand copies of, I think it was the GBA ones, the remakes of this and that. And Shane
Pokemon this and that.
And Shane just turned and went, oh, they got this, I don't really care for it anymore. And he smacked me. He punched me in the arm.
How dare you!
Yeah. He said, oh, I pushed us. Oh, what?
You don't even like Pokemon Yellow.
Yellow.
Just dig me one in the arm because I said I didn't like Pokemon.
Jesus. It's just that weird culture of why don't you like Thing?
It's just like, Twitter. I felt like I got digged by Twitter.
Why don't you like the thing?
Yeah, why don't you like the thing I like? Because
Why do
I
you
don't.
like the things I don't like?
Yeah.
Like rabbits.
What have you been playing?
I've been mainly playing. Well, again, I haven't. A bit like you, I haven't really been playing that much, other than stuff that we've obviously got for Gagaman and Cherry. So that's all hush hush. But other than that, I've mainly been playing the new update to the Steam Mega Drive thing, the Mega Drive Hub, because I already had a handful of Mega Drive games when I got that. Do you remember when I got that Sonic bundle, the one that I got for the wrong price? Like a while back, that had all the Mega Drive games with it. And then sometime in, I think it was February this year, Sega were doing that weird, some kind of like campaign. It was like Warhammer versus something or other.
That's right.
And they were giving away free Steam games. And
that's
that
how
included,
I got a couple of them myself.
Yeah.
I got Golden Axe and Streets of Rage 2. So
yeah, those two. And then afterwards they did Gunstar Heroes as well. I think that was
I've yet
a week
to
later.
play that game.
Yeah. So I had them ones already. But this Mega Drive Hub thing, I kind of want to go a bit into it, really. Maybe even have it as a bit of a main topic, because what they've done with it is just kind of not something I ever thought I'd ever see any big game developer do, is allow ROM hacks. But I'll come back to that, because first I'll just talk about the update, because originally it was just a really basic shell emulator thing. It was pretty much just like Kega Fusion, but like they just gave you like this basic little menu to flick through the stuff. But just last month they announced this new update, and it's almost like they've designed it for VR, even though it isn't compatible with it. Yeah. But you get like this this 90s bedroom, and it's got like all Sonic Archie comics on the floor, and there's like an Echo the Dolphin plush lying around,
like
and big posters. There's like a literal golden axe. It's kind of like that thing they did. There was that PS3 Mega Drive thing where you had like the screen on the side and all that. For when they were doing the Vintage collection. But that it's just sort of like this room where you can just look around and all the options are about, and you get like all the games you own, like all the games you've purchased on Steam, they come up as like game cases on like a shelf. And what's really funny is the shelf looks exactly like your one.
It does.
It looks identical.
I actually want to do a little video
with the exception of like the little lights, but like it looks so similar. What really annoys me, like, and this is a really stupid anal thing, is all the boxes, even the later games, the boxes are not the original boxes. they're all like them black grid boxes, even stuff like Sonic 3 and all that. That's supposed to be in blue boxes. They haven't bothered to, like, mind you, it's not as lazy as Mega Drive Ultimate Collection, where they didn't even put the PAL name. They just had like the Genesis boxes on there. It even said in little text like, these are from the US because we couldn't be asked. But backbone slogan, we can't be asked. But I don't know who they got to pull to do the new emulation, but the new emulation is a lot better. As far as I know, I never really played around with the Steam ones much before, because it was basically just really basic emulator.
Yeah, just an emulator on Steam.
Yeah, more or less. Never really touched it much. But the new one seems a lot better. You can if you want, you can play the game with like the fake TV CRT thing, and you can change the curvature of the CRT's like settings, or you can have it full screen and still have the curvature and the scan lines and all the shitty filter that no one wants. That's set to default on, and then you just go, yep, no, I don't want that anymore. And it saves it all, so that's fine. But the big deal about this really is the fact that Sega are supporting Steam Workshop and letting people just upload ROM hacks.
Yeah.
This is kind of unprecedented in a way. I mean, I don't know if we mentioned it on the last podcast. I think it was before they even announced it.
No, I don't think so.
But when they first mentioned it, it was like, are they are they sure? Is there a catch? Where's the catch? Like, is it going to be like they have to go through them, or are people going to have to buy the mods, or all this kind of stuff? But no, it came out last week, and it is just straight up. People can just upload ROM hacks to Steam Workshop, and it's really easy to install them as well. You literally just press like a subscribe button, and then you go into your game shelf and press mods, and then the list of mods are there. You just load them in. It's even easier than using like an emulator, really. So it's one, it's much easier, and two, it's like an official sanctioning of like all this stuff that people have been doing for decades now, probably over 20 years.
I'm already seeing some legendary stuff turn up, like the Sonic 3 and Knuckles Complete Edition.
Yeah, all there's
yeah, that's on there.
What about that Streets of Rage one where it had like a Tim Allen voice in it?
Oh, that was one of the first mods that came up was Streets of Rage 2, except the death sounds of enemies is Tim Allen's grunt from Home Improvement or something. So every single time an enemy dies, it goes. And that is now still the most popular mod.
It's still the most popular mod.
Just ahead of Sonic 3 Complete.
Fucking hell.
There's another one on there that hasn't caught on, but I think it's going to even become a bit of a meme now. People just making these basic mods. It was actually a friend of someone from Sonic Retro that made that in half an hour, just for a laugh, just to throw it up for the launch in time for the launch. But there was another one that was Sonic 3, except the Go sound sample in the songs, you know, like in Launch Bass song, go, has been replaced with Bill from Bill Nye the Science Guy. But of course, with that mod, you have to get all the way to like Launch Bass Zone or like the boss levels or something to even hear it.
And the ending credits with the Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it's probably there as well. Bill. Yeah. I haven't even got far enough in it to try, but
I knew how to do it.
I can imagine it. Yeah, I really want to do one where it's Streets of Rage 2, but every time the enemies die, they go,
Oh, yeah.
And it has to be really long. That'd be amazing. Yeah, we need to try and... If someone is listening that's in the mod community, can you please make that happen?
Can you sample Phil's voice going, from episode 3 of our old review?
Yes, that would be great.
Just
please do that for
pop
us.
it in any game you want.
All of them. Put it in... that's the other thing, because most mods have mostly been like Streets of Rage 2 or Sonic game based, because obviously there's a huge community around Sonic mods, which I've always been...
Because I was looking for Golden Axe, but there was nothing.
No, but I'm really hoping this will convince people to start like modding other games. Like I've seen there's already a few, like there's like translated versions of RPGs. There's a version of I think it's Phantasy Star 2 that fixes like a glitch that the original game had, where you hit level 99 and the game just doesn't know what to do. Or something like that. I don't know if it was 2 or 4.
4 had a weird thing where when you got to like some of the higher levels, like you said, like the game would start to get a bit weird. And what would happen is you'll be leveling up, but your stats will be going down.
I think that's what it was. Yeah, someone's actually fixed it and uploaded that. So that's one thing. Another one I absolutely bloody love. I already knew about this from way back because I've always sort of lurked on Sonic Retro, so I always see the like hacks that come out. But Sonic 3D without the need to collect flickies.
So you can just run through the stages.
Yeah, basically. The game's like 5 times shorter because of that. You don't have to keep bloody chasing those fucking green ones that are like, I don't know what I'm doing, or the red ones that keep bouncing around. And they're really hard to touch because the 3D's really hard to like line yourself up.
The thing about Sonic 3D is I only properly played it once, but I didn't like it. So I insisted on playing through it all.
Yeah.
Getting like the proper ending with the emerald. I think you have to collect the emerald.
I think so.
Yeah. Someone also did a hack of Sonic 3D where, again, there's no flickies, but also, if you collect all the emeralds, you can actually become Supersonic.
Oh, yeah.
Because obviously the original didn't even have that.
So you must have had to make the sprite work.
Yeah, I think he hasn't got like the sprites going upwards. It is just a yellow Sonic, but he does like fly around, like, you know, he's a lot faster and all that kind of stuff, and invisible and stuff. So yeah, that's a pretty cool one as well. There's hundreds of good Sonic ones, but I was surprised how many good Streets of Rage 2 ones there are as well. Mostly Streets of Rage 2.
I wonder why that is. The second one must be easier to work.
Maybe, or it's just because it's everyone's favourite generally. Incredible mods for that. One of my favourites was there's a set of 3 different mods where all the 4 characters get replaced with different Street Fighter characters. And I tried the first one that had Ryu, Ken, and I think it had like Dalsim and Guile, if I remember rightly. And I went in as Ryu, and all the basic controls work, and you do like specials, and he's got all these trademark moves. But if you actually do the Hadouken command from Street Fighter, he does it. I'm like, oh my god, they actually done that. It's just like it's just like Ryu in Smash Brothers, where if you can use the like C-stick stuff to do specials, or you can do the original Street Fighter commands. It was the same in that. It was so good. And there was that one, and then there was one that had Bison, all the boss characters. So it had like Bison and Balrog and all that, Fager and stuff. Yeah. And then there was another one that had like Cammy, Chun-Li, all that kind of stuff. But they all have like their more or less all have their trademark moves and stuff. It was amazing, and it just worked really well. It almost felt like that was how it was meant to be. It was like this is the Street Fighter side scroller you never got. It's really weird. It's kind of like another one that you should really check out is one where you can play as every character.
I love those. Yeah.
You get to the character select, and there's like 20 odd characters on it. It's like they've had to like shrink the things right down. It looks like a bloody Marvel vs. Capcom game. There's so many icons. You can play as every single enemy, every single boss.
Wow.
And the best bit is they all control. They basically have the limitations of how involved they were. So if you pick Galcia, who's like the most basic lackey, all you can do is walk around and punch. You can't jump. You've just got one punch. But if you pick up a knife, you can run around with the knife and stab people. It's so good.
Oh, that weird little...
Yeah, you can just run around doing that all day, and if you don't lose the knife. There's that big enemy, I think he's a boss, the sort of like punk-looking guy who always he throws the knives and then he goes and puts a new one out. If you play as him, you can throw the knife and then you have to press A to like flip a new one out. And you can play that fat guy and you press a button and he'll do the fire like running thing, and you can do no one can throw you and stuff. They just fall on their ass if they try to throw you. And you can even play as like the final boss with the X and just gun everyone down. It's so unbalanced. If you play it in like dual mode, it's like Guardian Heroes. You remember when we were playing Guardian Heroes multiplayer, and it's like you can have like the final boss who's just impossible, and then you can just have like some random villager who just sort of does one little kick, and that's what it turns into. It just becomes this game of like who's it's just perfectly balanced, unbalanced.
Mr. X.
yeah, basically. Galcia was probably the most. There was another one that I just played last night. I played it all the way to the point that I ended up getting a game over. It was Streets of Rage 2, but every single sprite, all the samples, and pretty much everything was replaced with Puyo characters.
Why?
I don't know why, but whoever it was, he must be the most passionate bloody Puyo fan I've ever seen, because he put every single... He picked characters that made sense for the roles. So like that fat guy that blows fire, it was like that weird fish thing with the legs, but he blows bubbles instead. And I'm trying to remember now. And again, that one was just like the one I just mentioned. It lets you play as every single character. It must have been a modification of that mod. But he actually bothered to like replace all the voice samples, and the special moves are completely different. And like if you play as a Rage, you can do the fire and the ice stormer and all that kind of stuff.
Jeez.
And he just put so much effort into it. I couldn't believe like how involved it was. The only thing that would make it even more perfect is he actually found a way to replace all the music with like Puyo music.
Yeah.
But other than that, like it was like every single enemy was different, because most of these mods, there was a lot of really crap ones. There's a lot of mods where they just swap out one character and they've just got really sloppy animation. There was one where you could play as RoboCop and you just have a massive machine gun and you just gun everyone down before they even show up on the screen. But he's only got like 4 frames of animation. And then there was one where you could play as Earthworm Jim, but it was absolutely dreadful. The sprite was like all distorted and weird looking, and the animations were all wonky and you couldn't really tell what you were doing. But yeah, basically I've been mainly playing that. Because the workshop, like from the second it got launched, it just exploded. But I'm just a little bit worried that some people are maybe some people are definitely taking advantage a bit too much with it, and I really hope this won't put Sega off. In fact, I know they put up a statement on the community saying please don't do this stuff, basically. Right. But some people are doing mods where they just swap a game out for a completely different game. So it's like, oh, do you have Sonic 1? Well, here's a mod with apostrophes that replaces it with Contra Hard Corps. It's like, it's just a different game. You can't do that. That's illegal. Yeah. And the other problem that, in particular, Sonic Retro members have been having is people uploading stuff that's not theirs. Hacks that are not theirs. They're just going, I'm just uploading this because I want it on here. And it's like, well, either get permission from the hacker, the people that made the hacks, or
request it. Don't
just do it yourself. So obviously that stuff's getting reported. And now there is actually a Sonic Retro workshop community now where you can actually find all the ones that are actually uploaded by creators, and they're the real deal. One of the most amazing ones. Yeah. I remember playing it a while ago on a normal emulator, but someone did a game that's just Big Fishing Derby, and it runs in Sonic 2, but it's a completely different game. It may as well be its own game. It's actually really fun. It is basically just a 2D version of the Big the Cat game, from where you've got all the fish robots, and then you've got Froggy flying around at the bottom, and you have to sort of lure him between the Banix so he doesn't get bitten by the Banix. And every single stage is from a different Sonic game, so you go through all the Sonic 1 levels, and then there's a level from it's got Bridge Zone with a Mega Drive rendition of Bridge Zone. It's got most of the Sonic CD levels with Mega Drive renditions of all the Sonic CD stuff. Wow. It's got a Tails Adventure level and all the Sonic 3 stuff. It was so good. And I only played the one player mode, but there is actually a versus mode where you go against Robotnik fishing on the other side, trying to get Froggy as well. It's so good. It was amazing. It's it may as well be a real game because it was so well animated. The Cat sprite was all original and made proper, and it was its own almost an original game in itself. And that's how good. I just can't believe Sega actually officially letting this stuff happen. I just really hope people don't squander it by basically uploading things they shouldn't be uploading. I've seen loads of those weird bootleg games end up on there, and look, you can play Super Mario World, and it's just some shit old pirate game from Russia or something. And it's don't. Nintendo won't.
There's one I really want to see. It's from Sonic Retro. You might know this one. I can't remember the name of it, but it's one for Sonic 1 where they kind of gave it the proper hub world where you can pick the different zones.
There's a few of them like that. Yeah. I'm trying to remember which ones. There's one called Sonic the Next Level, which I think has a hub. That's definitely on there.
I can't remember the name.
There's a few of them. Oh god, there's a few.
But the hub world, it looked like the Mega Drive grid. It was like the black grid.
I know the one you mean. I think I've got it. I think it's Sonic Eraser.
That sounds.
I think it's that one. I was playing it the other day. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the one with the hub world. Again,
you can pick the boss rush as well. Where you get so good.
Another one I really enjoyed is there was this one called Sonic Gotta Go Fast Edition, and you start the game slow, and every ring you collect makes you slightly faster.
That sounds amazing.
But by the time you've got about 50 rings, you're already moving faster than you would in the original game.
There's only one problem.
And when you get to 100 rings, you're almost uncontrollable.
The only problem I can see with that is if you go against the last boss, you don't have any rings.
Oh yeah, that's a really good point. I haven't got to that point yet. I've been doing save states on everything. And the best thing about this mod is when you get to the special stages, where you've got those up and down icon things. When you hit them, it changes the speed of the rotation because originally it just all went.
That's right.
But in this one, when it keeps speeding up, at one point it goes really smooth. And so at one point I had it spinning so fast that Sonic was just kind of stuck in the middle because you couldn't. It was like the gravitational pull of the walls was stopping him from hitting the walls. It was weird. So it made the special stages feel new again, Yeah. So I'm really hoping there's going to be more mods of other games. I really want to see some Dynamite heading mods and stuff like that. That's the thing that Sega was probably hoping that this is done. All this ROM hacking has actually made it so people might end up buying the Steam games more, because I ended up buying a bundle that was on there. I think it was reduced to like £1.87.
Yeah, I really wanted to get that bundle myself.
It had,
it in time.
Yeah, it was only till the 1st of May, I think.
Yeah.
But it had Revenge of Shinobi, like the modified version, or the Green Spider-Man. But someone's put up a mod that changes it to Revision 1, or Revision 0, so you can go against Godzilla and.
Is that original revision the one that also has got like the proper Rambo and everything?
Yes.
Like that?
Yeah. Someone stuck that on there, so you can see swap
That's
that out.
amazing.
Yeah. Where was I? What was I even? Brain farting. That bundle, it had Dynamite Heady, it had all 3 of the Fantasy Stars.
That's why I wanted it,
and I mainly wanted it because it also had Streets of Rage 3 in it, and I'm sure there's going to be, I think there's a few mods for that coming out. There's one mod on there that was work in progress that I really hope it gets finished. It's Streets of Rage 2, but the characters and the moveset from 3. That'd be amazing, because I love the moveset in 3. For all the sort of slagging off Streets of Rage 3 gets for not being as good as 2, I actually really like the moves. You know, you're rolling back and forth and all the.
It's actually
kind of,
last
it's a lot
few
faster
years
as
I've
well.
got to really appreciate 3 myself actually, because I
actually think 3's a bit underrated.
Yeah.
I mean, I love all 3 of them, but like obviously everyone loves 2 most. For good reason, but like I love all 3 of them. I want to see more mods of the first game as well, if possible.
It's my favourite.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I love the original Streets of Rage and the original.
It's definitely the one I'm most nostalgic for. It's the one I played the most when I was a kid.
Yeah.
The first one, because I had it on that Mega CD collection that has the 2-player mode.
I mean, that 3DS version is probably my favourite thing on the 3DS.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, they have put 2 on there as well.
They have, haven't they?
Yeah, I have to hurry up and grab that.
Yeah.
So yeah, between Sega letting this happen, I don't know how they managed to get the approval from Sega of Japan. It was Sega Europe that set this whole thing up. I don't know how they got Japan to go, yeah, sure, do it. It must have been some real like copyright hell allowing this to happen, because you've got to imagine there's loads of ROM hacks on there of like Mario and Sonic 1 and Kirby and Sonic 1 and all this kind of stuff. But there's loads of other games on Steam that have workshops like Team Fortress and that, and they have plenty of stuff like that where you dress up as Mario.
Yeah.
So
I suppose it's a kind of legal grey area, because it's not anyone official doing it. It's just people.
Yeah, just making stuff for fun. They even replied to someone on Twitter, because there's another mod on there that basically reverts Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine back into the original POPO. And they even said they're fine with that. Even though, again, it's technically a completely different ROM. They said, yeah, we're cool with that. And I was like, really? What? It's amazing. Can you imagine Nintendo doing this? No. Basically not. The amount of things that Nintendo have tried to pull down, and the fact, I think Mario Maker was literally their way of trying to get people away from ROM hacking. It was like, here, you can make Mario levels. Stop ROM hacking. Stop it. You've got a platform for it now, so that was their official platform.
I think so, yeah.
ROM hacking. But Sega's is just put the ROM hacks up that you already made. Yeah. It's crazy. I'd really like to see Sega, because like the Steam library, they've actually put up pretty much a majority of their first party games. There's only a handful they haven't done, like Outrun. All the Outrun games ain't on there. Virtual Racing isn't on there. That's probably an emulation issue. I'd really like to see them put more games up. In fact, I'd like to see them try and get third parties to join them and try and get some other games on there. Can you imagine if they got Codemasters to approve micro machines? I don't think that will ever happen, but like at the very least, try and get
Codemasters
at the very least.
Micro machines.
But then you're going to get this thing where it's like, do they want things to be ROM hacked? Like if they managed to get Capcom to put Street Fighter on there, would they want people to hack that up? It's this very strange. It was just the most surprising thing I've seen all year in terms of games. Like, because you remember, obviously we've talked about it before, how Sega cease and desisted Streets of Rage remake and all that kind of stuff. What if Streets of Rage remake was a ROM hack? Then it would be officially sanctioned now. It's like it's weird how they've turned the tables in a way, because they must have different staff or something now. Because it just feels like they've been a lot more forgiving with that kind of thing now than they probably used to. I mean, they've always been pretty good when it comes to Sonic ROM hacks. They've always been pretty cool with that. I don't know of any Sonic ROM hacks that have been like cease and desisted. So, as long as it's based on the original code, I think they seem to be cool with it now. Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, I'll stop rambling about that. But for me, it's just the most surprising kind of historic thing, because as someone that's always like followed that scene, I think the reason they're sort of allowing this as well is I think Sonic Generations on PC is now maybe the best selling version of the game because of all the hacks.
Yeah.
All the like extra levels and like Unleashed project and all that kind of stuff has really like bolstered the sales. And I must admit, it's kind of made me more tempted to buy more of the Mega Drive games. If there's like ROM hacks for some of the games I don't have that pop up that are really cool sounding, I'll probably end up buying them.
No, I have to agree. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Not the sort of thing I would have expected this year.
No, it's kind of. Well, I never would have expected a big corporation to go, hack our games up, hack our old games up. It's interesting, very interesting. But I'll stop rambling. But that is basically what I've been playing, and I wanted to just go into it a bit because it's kind of incredible.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Something we were talking about earlier that should be mentioned on this podcast is on the last podcast we were talking about Murray Mondays, the blog series of me. So since then it's been plodding along, but admittedly not at the sort of pace I would like it to. So at the moment, at this moment in time, it's looking like I'm kind of averaging these videos out on a bi-weekly basis.
Yeah.
As opposed to a weekly, which is what I'd like to get.
Yeah.
So I just want to basically mention that the Wii Fit Diaries that I started last Monday. This Monday was meant to be the part 2 of that, but it's just editing it together over last week while juggling everything else. I won't get too much details about all that kind of stuff, but it's the fitness the fitness challenges are the hardest things to edit. Yeah, a very noisy road outside. The fitness challenges are the hardest thing to put together. They are very labour intensive with the editing.
I mean, that first part was just the first day of Wii Fit training, but this next one is the rest of the week. Yeah. So there's a lot of footage to get.
And the thing about that first day is that was meant to be the first week, but it's just I realised as I was editing it, I was spending days and days on it, and it was getting to the point where it's nearly 15 minutes long, and I was like, I don't think I can carry on any more days.
Yeah.
It's because I'm having to I'm trying to show as much of the game content off as I can. And it's a game that's Wii Fit has just got a lot of content on it.
It keeps going, doesn't it? It keeps unlocking new things at all times.
So even with that first day, I didn't show everything I did. There was still loads of stuff missed out. But I had to be brutal, but at the same time, I had to kind of show a nice variation. So it's actually a really tough thing to edit. Yeah. And the same thing is happening with this part 2, which is the rest of the week. I spent a lot of the time on day 2. And then day 3, I didn't actually do that much. So I just day 3 was quite easy. And now I'm on day 4, which is the day, I thought it was day 3 when we were filming, but it was actually day 4.
Yeah.
And that's really a lot to edit. And like I say, I'm having to go through all the footage. I'm having to make it look as good as possible. I just didn't want to rush it out yesterday.
No, there's no point rushing it.
No,
if you can make it look.
I could have got it out just about. I could have got it out yesterday if.
But it wouldn't have been. Yeah, but it wouldn't have been. You wouldn't have been 100% happy with it. So,
no, not as happy as I am with it right now. I'm really chuffed with it, and it's kind of last, nearly there. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. So I just wanted to mention that. At this moment in time, it's probably going to be a kind of bi-weekly thing until I can catch up with the other... Because at the moment, it's still just the fitness stuff I'm doing. So when I can bolster the playlist up with other types of videos, other challenges and other blog-style things that I'm doing, I've got a couple of ideas in the works already, then I can officially say, it's going to be weekly now. But... I'm sort of happy with it being. I mean, I really would prefer it to be weekly, but as long as it's bi-weekly, I mean that's not bad.
That's a good start until you can sort of get ahead.
It's a good thing I never kind of said. I don't think I remember saying at any point in the videos it's going to be weekly, apart from maybe the first.
Maybe the intro.
Yeah.
Weekly gaming vlog.
Bugger.
Bi-weekly. Just every time you say it, just get a little annotation stuff. Just put bye. Just put boy. Just for like a split second. Just boy.
So I mean, look forward to next Monday I'm actually going off for a trip, but I'm going to get the video queued up, ready to go.
Yeah.
Because, the Mondays when I'm coming back, so obviously I won't have time to get back and then edit it.
No.
So, look forward to that. I can guarantee, because I'm editing it, I'm going through it all, and I am laughing my ass off while going through day 4 content. Is amazing, and day 5 as well. There were some really funny bits on there, and I think that's the end of that week, because obviously the day 6 and the day 7 I was editing, so I wasn't actually recording that much.
Yeah, of course,
I'm still doing the challenge.
You're still doing the challenge, but not every day was filmed. Yeah, otherwise it'd be too much.
There already is too much.
One thing I have to mention is my mum watched that first episode, and it inspired her to get a Wii console back out.
That's
and
fantastic.
Stick it in the other room, because we finally tidied up the front room so you can actually get in it. And we actually got the Wii set back up. It's like, I liked this Wii Fit. We need to start playing that for half hour.
That's amazing. That's exactly the kind of thing I'd like to see.
Just yesterday I found Dad was in there playing Wii Fit Plus stuff in there on Plus. So
oh, nice.
Yeah. So actually, I think it actually inspired them to set the Wii back up.
I want to hear more of that, because I think the most uplifting thing for me was when I was having trouble getting the first load of videos out. I got a comment a couple of weeks down the line from the first video, and just from someone not like a sort of regular fan or friend. It was someone new. Came up and said, "Oh, consider me inspired." I was like, "Yay!" It just feels good.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, we always appreciate that. Some of the nice comments we get. We do get some really nice comments on our videos.
No, I'd say we've got really cool fans.
Yeah, definitely.
So thank you very much, and look forward to part 2, which is going to be a belter.
I guess.
Oh,
just one little bit of news I want to sort of announce is we've just booked up for Play Expo Margate.
Oh I think I saw something about that.
Yeah, we managed to find a hotel for it, which had one room left and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to make that a little long weekend thing. So hopefully we should be able to get loads of coverage of that. So because we're going for both the 2 days, so we'll try and make sure that.
When's that?
It's.
Oh, is it the sort of end of July?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's sort of like not the last weekend, but the weekend before, I think.
Yeah.
The third weekend of July.
Oh, it would be nice to try and get along to that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can now.
Yeah. Okay. But,
well, either way, it sounds awesome.
Yeah, we're definitely. It's the first time they've done a Play Expo that's near enough, because they're usually always in Blackpool and Manchester, I think.
Yeah.
And the Blackpool one was on just last weekend, and a couple of friends of mine were up there.
Yeah.
Because they live near up that way, and they had an original Space Harrier arcade machine there, Power Drift and all this kind of stuff. I was like, I want to do it. So I was already considering the Margate one, earlier in the year. But then when I saw that stuff about the Blackpool one, I was like, if it's anything like that, I'm definitely going. So we just, went out of our way to find
that sounds
a little hotel, and we're just gonna do it, because it's the first time there. Because I know them London gaming markets are run by the same guys. They're made by Play Events as well. So. It's going to be a bit like a convention. Them retro toners they have in EGX. I think that's the same guys as well.
Oh, that's right. They do those same competitions, which I've really got into.
Yeah, they've probably got more of that. I'm hoping they'll have stuff like that in Margate for a game that I can actually play. That'd be good. But I'm really looking forward to seeing if they've got all the rows of really unusual consoles as well, because I know at the Blackpool one and stuff, they have every console you can think of, even stuff like the Apple Pippin and all this kind of stuff. So I really hope that this place is going to be a similar thing, where we just get to try all these unusual consoles we probably never own. So it should be really good. I guess we've just got one more little subject just want to go into.
Okay.
Nintendo. I guess this is kind of a news thing, I guess you could call it that, because they had a financial thingamajiggy in the week, and they basically revealed a bunch of stuff about the near future. The Zelda game that's coming out for the Wii U, they're basically doing a Twilight Princess event now, which was kind of it was rumoured for ages anyway, but it's going to be both a Wii U game and a NX, whatever the new console's going to be called, game. And the NX is coming out in March next year, which means, and apparently they're going to do the same thing where they release them both on the same day. So that basically means Zelda for the Wii U's coming out next year now.
Jeez.
So delay after delay with that game because they really want to make it as good as they can. I
It
suppose.
better be.
I mean,
Better
that's,
be special.
Nintendo have always sort of done that anyway. Like, you know, they don't release games until they're ready. Unlike some people, Sonic Team. Yeah. But yeah, it's just kind of a weird spot now where like the Wii U's got a whole year to flourish in its last year.
Yeah.
Because again, they did that thing. They did that thing where they said, "Oh, the NX isn't going to replace the Wii U." Yes, it is. They said that about the DS. They were like, "Oh, it's the third pillar. It's not going to replace the Game Boy Advance." It replaced it instantly.
Yeah.
The second it came out, it was like, "Oh, where are all the GBA games gone?" They just disappeared. So yeah. It's kind of a weird one because now we've got to this point where we've got like a whole year for the Wii U. It's like one last year for the Wii U. What's coming out? Paper Mario and
a tumbleweed.
Yeah, kind of. There's probably going to be a few nice indie games for download, but you know, other than that,
I'm annoyed that
they're doing that weird. What's it called? Tokyo Mirage Sessions or whatever the hell it's called. The thing that's like it's what's that series called? Tensei. The Atlas thing.
Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah, it's like a crossover. It was originally supposed to be a crossover of that and Fire Emblem, but now it's just some. Do you remember it was at E3 that weird anime thing? Basically, the Weeaboo game. I know that's coming out soon. It is the Weeaboo game.
Yeah.
It doesn't resemble either of the games that were supposed to be a crossover.
Yeah,
of
it
now.
really is.
I think it has got like cameos of Fire Emblem characters with like masks on or something, but I don't know. It's probably fine. I'm sure it's a good game, but it's just not my thing.
Doesn't look like a good game to me.
I don't know.
But yeah, it is very
kind of disheartening, really.
Yeah, it is.
For me, it kind of feels like the Wii U has become the GameCube 2.
Yeah.
Which I always kind of felt that way with the system anyway. Because, like, you know, for it to be like a follow-up to the Wii, and the Wii, as far as I'm concerned, and I know you agree, it was an amazing console.
Oh, it's
like
right up there.
I hate all the people that just go, "Ooh, it's just full of shovelware." No, if you look, there's hundreds of really good games on that thing. Loads of just weird, experimental, clever games.
Yep.
You know, and there were, you know, people like, "Ooh, it's all just waggle." Again, there were some just genius concepts on there. Konami's Pro Evo Soccer was fantastic on the Wii. I really wish they'd recreate that on like the new games, like they could have done it on the PlayStation Move or something. Yeah. It's the best control scheme I've ever seen a sports game have. Like, instead of waiting for the characters to get a little thing on top of their heads for you to be able to control them, it was like multitasking, like you click people, drag them along, and then they would you'd be like, you could control like 6 players at the same time by just going click drag, you there, you there, you there. It was like a strategy game almost, and it was amazing. Like, it was the best football game I've ever played as far as I'm concerned, control wise. It just worked really well. Stuff like that, you know, the Wii was just such a good thing, and the Wii U was just kind of like, I mean, for me, like, when the Dreamcast like had its thing where it died out and Sega were like, we're doing stuff for other games, I decided to go with the GameCube because, you know, I had to pick one console. I couldn't have two. So I went with the GameCube because I thought, well, they're going to move... At the time, they were saying Sonic was going to be exclusive to GameCube and all that kind of stuff. I thought, I'll go there because it seemed like the place to go for Sonic Team stuff and some of the other stuff they do. And, yeah, the GameCube... It was great, and it had great games, but there were just not enough of them. Yeah. They were like, sometimes 6 months apart for me. It was like, right, I've got Monkey Ball 2 and F-Zero, now what? About a year later, I'd maybe buy something else. And it was just such a shock to the system after playing the Dreamcast, which was like, we're putting out 5 games I want to play every week on that system. It really was firing all cylinders. Obviously, for some people, it wouldn't be their cup of tea because it's full of... It is mostly arcade games, fighting games, 2D fighting games and shmups and, you know, like all Sega's arcade pools. So if you're not into that kind of stuff, it hasn't got many RPGs. Sport game-wise, it was mostly American sports. It didn't have like much in the way of football games because the EA didn't support it. I guess what I'm going with is the GameCube was a good system, but I just don't think there was enough on it. And I kind of feel like for better, both positively and negatively, the Wii U feels like a GameCube too.
Yeah,
because
absolutely, yeah.
I've justified owning it by just a handful of games alone,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Mario Maker, Smash Brothers, Mario Kart 8, and there's still a few games I need to catch up on, like Splatoon and stuff. But there's just a handful of games I put hundreds of hours into. Mario Maker in particular,
Yeah.
that is the system seller.
It really is.
If there's,
just
they
mad.
should just build that game into the system.
Yeah.
Like they should just do a Mario and Duck Hunt and just have I don't know. Mario Maker and Mario Kart 8 on one disc, and then just sell that with every Wii U, and you're done, because they're the two games that are the most important. In fact, there's been weird rumours going around that the NX might have Mario Maker built in, which is ridiculous when you think about it. But if that came true, that would be quite interesting.
Well, again, that would be a system seller already.
Yeah, I feel like Mario Maker should have been a launch title. I know it was made for like Mario's anniversary, but if they came up with that earlier and did it as a launch title, I think the Wii U may have had slightly, because like the launch was just a bit middling, wasn't it? They didn't really.
Do you know what? I
have
can't
any...
even remember.
The launch, the main game for the launch was like Nintendo Land.
Yeah.
And then most of the other games got delayed. Like Rayman Legends got delayed and ended up becoming multi-format anyway.
Yeah, and then
Zombie U was a launch game. But,
and Rabbids Land and Funky Barn.
Funky Barn.
They launched games.
I think they were.
The best game on Wii U, I'm sure you'll find. Funky Barn.
Oh, sorry, yeah, my bad.
But
no, yeah, basically, I absolutely love the Wii. I think it's a fantastic system. Just like the Wii, I really liked that, and everyone else I knew kind of, well, not everyone, but you know, most people are like, oh, I like the Wii. But I love the Wii.
Shit.
Yeah.
Just kiddie games. That was the other thing with the GameCube as well. I still remember, I don't even know if I mentioned this on the podcast before, but I still remember going into game and Alien Hominid came out. Remember that game by the Behemoth that started as a Newgrounds game? It came out in America for the GameCube, all three systems. But when it came out here, they forgot they didn't do a GameCube version.
Oh.
And then and because this was like sort of before I was like actively using the internet all the time, all that kind of stuff, like everyone, I didn't realise it wasn't coming out here. So I asked them, I was like, where's the GameCube version? They looked at it and went, well, it should be on the GameCube. It looks like a kid's game. It's like,
it was like, were they like a 12 or something?
It was quite bloody.
Yeah, it was a bit.
You know, it was a Newgrounds game.
Yeah.
You know, just because it's bright and stuff.
You always get these little turds working in game shops who have to make comments like that.
Yeah, just snidey comments like, do you want me to buy anything or not?
A friend of mine was telling me this story, and I just said, if I went through that, he would be dead. A friend of mine was looking for a copy of Guitar Man on the PS2, which was a long shot anyway.
Yeah.
And she went in there and just went, can I have you seen Guitar Man on the PS2? And this guy, this little dickhead, he came out and he said something like, well, do you mean Guitar Hero? Which, fair enough.
Yeah,
it's guitar, Yeah, so that isn't the bit that's annoying. He just said, do you mean Guitar Hero? She was like, no, I mean Guitar Man. He's like, well, I've never heard of it, so it can't be that good. You said that to me, I would punch you right in the mouth. And secondly, who ends up looking the bigger tit there? He doesn't know Guitar Hero, which is like one of the best PS2 games. Alright, it's a bit niche, but if you're Mr. I know everything, if I've heard of it, it's good shit, then sorry, but if you haven't heard of Guitar Hero, then you're obviously not that clued up. Guitar Man is amazing.
It was on PSP as well.
Just keep your stupid
I've got it on PSP.
Keep your stupid fucking opinions to yourself.
I did used to have Guitar Man when I had the original PS3, but the only reason I regrettably got rid of it was because on the PS3 it was unplayable because there's like input lag. It's like just enough input lag that it just isn't playable.
Oh, bugger.
It really ruined it. That was my first and only experience with it. It's like, I can't play it. I thought it was the game. I thought I was just really bad at the game. I thought I was just awful at it, but then I found out years later that the PS3's backwards compatibility was actually a bit shit. And the backwards compatibility.
The PSP version of that, because
that's the one I've got now. Yeah,
so comfortable
that
stick for it.
Yeah. But going back to the Wii U, like I was just thinking, like just talk about our impressions of it since we both own one, and it's got to the point now where it's probably not going to get much else released for it, and then as soon as the NX comes out, it's going to have that last hurrah with Zelda, but that's about it.
Yeah, I think so. Well, yeah, my opinion of it is just, I've enjoyed it for the last 2 years I've had it?
Yeah, I'd say 2 years.
Last sort of 2 years I've had it. It's just been, I've had long periods where I haven't played it, but simply because I can't afford the bloody games.
Yeah.
My two downsides
typical
are...
Nintendo thing where the games just never...
That's one of my major downsides, is the fact that the games are too expensive. That's one of the only
that's kind of been a Nintendo... Yeah. That's been a Nintendo trend as far as I can remember, especially Mario games. They never bloody come down. And just recently they started releasing... they just did a range of them Nintendo Essentials for the Wii U. So you can now get a handful of the first party Nintendo stuff for like 20 quid, maybe even slightly less on like Amazon.
Take advantage of that, I think.
Yeah, I know they've put Wind Waker HD out.
That's what I really want.
I really want to get Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze because I've heard a lot of good stuff about that. I never played Returns, but people say this one's even better, and there's no point going back to Returns at this point.
It looks pretty damn good.
Yeah. I know that Lego City game's one of them, and a lot of people say that game's brilliant as well.
Right.
That's one of the few third-party games that's actually stayed exclusive. Like, a lot of people really praise that. It's basically like, it's almost like kids GTA. People are saying it's like proper open world. You're playing as like this cop Lego guy, and it's got all like the old police sets that I remember having of like Lego and stuff all set up. It does. I haven't really looked into it proper, but it is supposed to be a really good game. I'm trying to remember what the other ones were. I can't remember what the other essentials were, but I was really hoping Mario 3D World would be one of them.
I do want to get my hands on that.
Yeah, it looks really fun, but like that game just never drops under 40 ever. Some of their games do, but like that one just refuses to come down. Yeah. I remember seeing a copy of recently. I saw a copy of Mario 64 DS. Which came out a decade ago, and it's still 30 quid second hand. It's like, it's a decade old. Stupid. Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
it was a DS launch game.
The Wii U, I've really enjoyed it. I've got very little bad to say about it, but it's just the thing that really upsets me about it is it's one of those things. Like,
it's just a lot of wasted.
The internet, if you know what I mean. The internet and the stupid opinions about it, and the fact that I think that's just damaged it more than anything. The fact that everyone's just slag it off. Every time I see the Wii mentioned in the most unnecessary of ways. Like, one of the things is I'm always checking out the Shenmue community on Facebook, and a lot of them just wind me up. One guy put up this thing, he was just like, oh, wouldn't this be cool? And he mocked up like a sort of Shenmue 1 port on the Wii. This wasn't even Wii U, just the Wii, I think.
Oh, okay.
And a lot, I literally looked at it and went 3, 2, 1. And I was just went, let's have a look. And the comments are all just like, but it would be on the Wii, so we'd be fun shit. And that's all ever people always do.
Was it called Shenmue Scholarship Edition? That's actually your favourite version of that.
That is my favourite version of
You're playing the 360 one now because it's easier to cap, but that's the one you like best, isn't it?
Yeah, I just really enjoyed it. Like, there's, as you've probably seen with Phil playing through Billy at the moment, he likes to do a lot of the aiming with the slingshot and stuff. It's just really nice on the Wii. Yeah. The only thing I will say about it is the sort of cursor speed for it's a bit slow, but I bet you could change that anyway. But the fighting system for Bully on the Wii is so much fun. Basically, what you do is you're pressing X all the time to combo. Yeah. What you do is you alternate between punching with the Wii and left and right on the Wii, and then when you hold it down, you have to hold it down to finish the combo. You just hold the A instead, so you got like whack. And it's just I never got bored of going punch.
That's pretty cool. I'm surprised that game didn't get controversy all over again for that. Because they changed it back to Bully again, the game, and now you actually physically punch people. Yeah.
So the Wii U, I just think, is damned.
Call it Canis Canem Edits. Edition. So there's no reference to school anywhere. Or something, I don't know.
See, the Wii U just got crap, and
I mean, it's one of them systems where, you know, it doesn't have a lot of games. It has nowhere near as many as the Wii did.
Yeah.
But the games it did get were pretty damn exceptional in most cases. But, yeah.
I just love it. Like, I go out of my way.
As far as I'm concerned, I know this isn't... Not everyone's going to agree with it. Best version of Smash Brothers, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, yeah.
I know a lot of people love Melee, but this one's probably the most balanced, the most easy to...
That's why a lot of people don't like it over Melee, because Melee you can
just play the same two characters and that's it.
That's why a lot of people... Honestly, a lot of the people whinged about it is just because they're smart asses on Melee.
Because Fox and Falco ain't the most powerful characters beyond any doubt of anyone else. But again, this one's not as argued, but best Mario Kart. It's the only Mario Kart I've actually really fallen in love with. The Wii one was kind of mediocre. It wasn't anything special. GameCube one was actually the first one I played, and going back to it now, it's not great. I always liked the SNES one. Never played the N64 one, but 8 is just spectacular. That and the 3DS one, 7 are really good. I love those. 8 is just spectacular. So yeah.
I mean, I still to this point go out of my way to get things on the Wii U. Like Bloodstained, my copy's going to be a Wii U.
Hopefully they still go it. Because that's got to be a wild tag comes
They haven't mentioned it changing yet.
But, Mighty Number 9?
Mighty Number 9, I've double checked I've still got that pre-order because that's actually got release date now.
I can't, Did you see all those rumours about a week ago that it was going to get delayed till December?
Yeah.
And then it turned out to be a mistake. Because on like the Xbox shop, like it said December for a short while, and then it turned out it wasn't. And everyone was like, don't do that again. It's a joke,
that would
joke. It's another one of those games where people are just
in
like...
fact, I need to find it, because I don't think I've put it in yet, but there's a bit of footage in the the Wii Fit challenge.
Oh, right.
Where Shane was just messing around with the camera and he said, Tom, do a Mega Man pose. I don't know why. And I sort of did this little thing and he went, do a Mighty Number 9 pose. I went, I'm not coming out.
I'll keep that in.
I'll have to find it.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, make sure you keep that in. That's great. Because now it looks silly.
It will a bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, June the 24th for us, June the 21st for Americans.
3 days.
But yeah, still got my pre-order, yes.
You've got a Shovel Knight on a Wii U as well.
That's right. I do. I go out of my way to get the Wii U versions because
especially if they
I
go
love
retail.
that
So I like the retail ones. They do some nice retail. That one actually has a manual.
Yeah.
Shovel Knight actually has a manual.
And it's really
That's one thing I don't like about new stuff. They don't have any manuals at all.
Yeah.
They don't even try.
Yeah.
Like Mario Kart had a bit of paper.
Yeah.
That told you how to press a button. That was about it. It's like,
I have to show you one of these. I think it might be either Rise of the Tomb Raider or the Sonic. Literally hasn't got anything. You just open it and it's a disc.
Yeah, that's what most of them are like now.
Yeah.
You don't really get anything. But like the Shovel Knight's got a lovely manual in it. And
yeah, like proper, like old
full
style
colour,
drawn characters.
I miss those. In particular, Nintendo's manuals are really nice.
Yeah.
Like the SNES stuff and the GameCube stuff all had all the artwork in them and all that sort of stuff. It was really
It was
nice.
part of the package as far as I'm concerned. Not like something that you could do without.
Yeah, I mean, like Sega manuals are a bit naff, weren't they? Like the power ones, they are literally just like loads of languages in a row and maybe some teeny weeny little screenshots. In the case of Sonic 2, it's got like beta title screen and stuff. But yeah, not a lot in them. But like Nintendo ones were always fascinating because they like, especially the SNES ones where they had all the artwork for doing every single Mario move and all that sort of stuff. I love that stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, Wii U.
There's a few things.
Give it a bloody charge, you bastards.
Especially if they start flogging them off.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They might start getting cheaper. I don't know, but it depends.
Or it's Nintendo and they won't.
or all the games are going to suddenly, like, as soon as it's not on the market, all the games are going to become rare. I don't know. You never know.
Twilight Princess is another, once again a good example of that. I, at the time, just because I didn't have a Wii, I grabbed the GameCube version. No, sorry, I did get the... No, that's what it was, sorry. I wanted the GameCube version because I heard about the stupid inversion thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I just went like, no, I'll have the GameCube version instead. And surprise, surprise, the GameCube version was, like, as far as... I've played them both. As far as I'm concerned, the GameCube version is the most fun to play. With that proper controller and everything. And it turned out to be the rare version. because it was the last GameCube game and it came out when no one was playing GameCube stuff. So it's now become like
I wonder what's going to happen with like the Wii U NX versions of Zelda. Is like the NX version going to be upside down, or just or something really weird? Just like in the NX, or maybe it'll be like in the NX version you're a girl and in the Wii U one you're a boy. You're just going to get this weird gender war over which version is best because of the bloody character's gender. Something strange like that. I can't wait to find out what the difference is going to be.
Because like. They did it so stupid, like they mirrored the whole game. Why didn't you just have the option to be left or right-handed? How hard could that have been? It just changed
like racing games have mirror modes within the same game. You don't need to just release two versions of the game.
I just don't get it. I mean,
it was weird
because if they're worried about people,
stuck it as a game
if they're worried about people being left or right-handed, then what you've done is you've made it so right-handed players can play, but now you've knocked over all the left-handed. Well, you could have just had one or the other.
Ned Flanders edition or most other people edition.
And here's the other thing as well.
Edition.
Here's the other thing. It doesn't bloody matter what left or what hand you use. They're both they both involve you just wanging the Wiimote. You don't have to aim it. You heard wanging.
Wank.
Bang wank.
It's funny because there's a mini game in the Moving Rabbits where I have to play it left-handed.
Really?
Because I'm deaf in my right ear. There's it involves getting the Wiimote to put it up to your ear so you can listen to pig sounds. But I can't hear it out of that ear, so I have to play that mini game left-handed.
Why didn't they release a different version?
Yeah, they should have mirrored the whole game for you.
Never had that option to have
Did it specifically say on the screen, use your right hand will detect if you use
hold the Wiimote in your right hand while wearing the wrist
strap.
Shut up,
I guess
Steve.
there was a couple things about the Wii U that were a bit disappointing, mainly the virtual console. It just feels like, one, they make you rebuy them, and two, they didn't put anywhere near as much stuff out.
Yeah.
This is again a weird decision. Why didn't they just push it forward, the same system? You know?
Yeah, just
the same virtual console, everything that was already on there, you can now also buy it on here. No, we'll make an eShop, we'll make everything different.
Yeah.
And we'll release everything again slowly over time.
Or some of it.
Little
of it.
Miss out some of the best stuff.
There was a thing on Nintendo Life that I just read earlier that Sega were apparently, back in the Wii days for Virtual Console, they were in discussions with Capcom and Namco about getting their third-party stuff from the Mega Drive on Virtual Console.
Wow.
But apparently it never went through. They never showed any interest. That's a real shame.
Yeah.
You could have got stuff like Pac-Man 2 Mega Drive version on there. I know Pac-Man 2, the SNES version, is on Virtual Console Wii U now.
Wow.
They did do a good thing of getting a lot of games that never came out on the Wii Virtual Console out, like Earthbound and that.
Yeah.
Earthbound's the NES version and all that. And I still reckon at some point this year they're gonna go, here's Mother 3 as well.
Yeah.
I think they will. I think
they will, yeah.
It'd be daft to go to that effort to get them two out and not do the third one.
Yeah, because it's playable, the English translation, but you have
the
to
fan one. Yeah.
you have to sort of fiddle about with saves to even get it to work.
Yeah. It would be nice to just have an official translation.
Yeah, finish off the
trilogy out. Yeah. Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. But Wii U, as far as I'm concerned, was bloody nice.
Kicking the
bloody
bollocks
nice
for me as well is when they announced that they're going to start putting DS games on the Wii U. Unfortunately, Konami decided to just keel over and die because they did such a good job of getting the free GBA Castlevanias. The free DS Castlevanias are three of the best fucking ones.
Yeah.
What? Get those up there, you cocks!
Nope, sorry, we're not doing games now. Sexual violence. That's all you're getting, sexual violence. Enjoy. It'd never come out outside Japan, and it's for Jingo.
Yeah, for a reason.
For a reason.
But, Order of Ecclesia on the Wii U would be amazing.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, that is one thing I do like. They managed to get out GBA and DS Virtual Console and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just really curious what they're going to do with NX, if it's even going to have Virtual Console.
Yeah.
If they do it again and make another different shop, I'm going to be really annoyed.
Oh, yeah, I really hope they don't.
But it's not going to replace the Wii. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I think they'll be. In fact, there's loads of rumours going about that. Not only are they going to do loads of Wii U ports on the NX, so like some of its best games like Mario Maker, Splatoon, and Smash Brothers will get like enhanced versions on the NX.
Yeah.
But they're also saying that there's been a load of Wii U projects that have been moved over to the NX and will never come out on the Wii U, including one that was technically announced, Pikmin 4.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's the other thing. That one of the other like downsides to the Wii U, they never brought out Metroid on it.
Again,
I
that
never got my Metroid.
maybe they planned one and it's been moved over.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of feels like they've just abandoned it.
Yeah.
It's a real shame. There was a lot of potential in it, but
Metroid,
there are
console.
also rumours that the NX is going to basically be an evolution of the concept of the gamepad, but like maybe shrunk down and done differently. I mean, there's all those fakes of it being like this little oval thing with a screen and buttons, and the screen's like the whole controller. You never know. We still don't know what it's going to be. Just tell us what it bloody is. That's the other thing I forgot to mention. Oh, this is the rant. E3, they're only going to show the Wii U version of Zelda, and that's it. Apparently.
Is that in concrete, or is that just something to put people off?
I don't know. It might be. I don't know. Yeah, but
they might come out and just do some big elaborate,
weird thing
instead. Yeah. It might just.
But
say,
they have straight up.
We're going to play it on this. Oh my god!
That's the thing. They have in their business meeting thing. They did straight up say they're not going to show the NX at E3 at all, which is ridiculous because that was the main thing I was excited about. To see what is it? Just tell us. But now it sounds like they're not going to show us it until like something like October, and it's like. Come on, that's like 6 months from the release. Just bloody show us it already. God damn it. I mean, can you remember how big the hype for the Wii was when it was the Revolution, and then they slowly they revealed the controller, and that was like spread over 2 years. Like, oh, here's the console, and they pulled out this tiny little thing, and it was like, oh my god, look how small it is. And that's when they sort of announced the virtual console as well. And then like a year later, it was like, oh, here's the controller. It's this little thing, and everyone was like, what the fuck? And then 6 months later, it's like, oh, it's called the Wii, and everyone was like, what the fuck? Everything about the Wii was just fascinating and exciting, and just crazy. It was like the strangest thing Nintendo had ever done at the time. It was just kind of like, what's going on? This thing is like something completely new. And while they didn't really pull to the full potential of that until like Motion Plus and that, and then by that point not enough people were making games for it. But moving on from that, I still think the Wii was a fantastic console. But
Speaking of the Wii, I need to go and do one. That old joke.
Yeah, the one my dad used to make every single day. I'm gonna go have a Wii. I'm gonna go to a Wii. I'm gonna go play with my Wii. Yeah.
But we need to wrap up.
Yeah, we kind of probably do. We've been rambling, but the Wii was just like this big exciting thing, and then with like the Wii U, when they announced it, it was just like, what? It was weird, wasn't it? Do you remember when they revealed it at E3? It was just kind of odd. I mean, even like with the 3DS, it was like, oh, you can play 3D without glasses, and it was like, what? How? What? Magic? What? What's going on? But with the Wii U, it was just like, oh, here's this thing. And it was like.
Well, it started off with.
And then after
they kind of had an advert that was delivering false promises. Like they were talking about you being able to control your TV with the Wii. You remember that?
Yeah, swipe things.
Oh, I'm going to swipe YouTube videos at you. And it never turned out to be anything like that.
No, and they had all that stuff about like, oh, it all like. You could put all your TV stuff on it.
That's right.
And then they had the icon on the Wii U at the bottom for the longest time. Yeah. And then after about a year, they were just like, update, it's deleted. Just shove that under the rug.
Just get rid of it. If anyone asks, it wasn't there. They've got problems. They should go and seek help.
I think it was called TV or something like that.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
My other favourite thing about both the Wii U and eventually when they updated it on the 3DS was Miiverse. I really hope they sort of keep that going. Yeah. I guess the other last bit of news that came from that Nintendo thing was what their next 2 franchises they're going to do phone games of are.
Oh, yeah.
And thank God they're both franchises that I don't give a fuck about. Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem. Which makes sense, Animal Crossing's always been a casual
Oh, Animal Crossing is a social kind of thing.
Yeah, it's both social and there's lots of like it just goes on forever. You get all like perks and stuff, and you do your tasks, and you have to wait for the next thing to grow and all that kind of stuff. So again, that makes perfect sense. Fire Emblem, I guess that kind of makes from a control standpoint, because you have like grid based.
Okay, I'm back.
And your Wii.
Yeah.
And your DS.
No, I don't even go there.
So yeah, we should probably wrap up.
Yeah, I think we're...
Basically, the Wii U, it was good.
Leave the Wii U alone.
I just wish they did more on it.
Stop slagging it off and go and buy them.
Or, you know, just...
While you can.
The games it had, it didn't have many games, but the games it had were bloody brilliant, you know. There's been loads of things where like people were like comparing it to the Dreamcast online, because like the Wii U only just outsold the Dreamcast like 6 months ago or something, which is strange. But yeah, people were like, oh, which one failed the hardest, the Wii U or the Dreamcast? And to me, the Wii U was more like the Saturn in some ways, like I guess, which might sound like a bad thing, but actually. Saturn's one of my favourite consoles, so I love the Saturn. It's just the main problem with the Saturns, they didn't bother localising anything in most cases. It wasn't so much a case it didn't have games. Most of them stayed in Japan. Luckily,
never left.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, anyway.
So excellent. Yeah, I think that's as good a place as any to wrap up.
Yeah.
So, thanks very much for joining us once again. I have been Murry Curry.
I've been the Gagaman.
I've been Cherry Terrier. Sorry about the lube break, by the way.
That's cool.
As long as it didn't pick up on a mic or anything. I doubt it.
So, on that note, thanks for watching, listening.
Thanks for watching the thumbnail. Still
you see the bit where it quickly flashed a willy? Did you miss it?
Every time we said we. It's going to take ages to edit that in, but you know, that is a thing. If it's not a thing, then I didn't bother.
Well, you made it so subliminal.
Yeah, it's really subliminal. Yeah, like just like Fight Club.